Hi everyone! It's Cindy. Cindy です。カナダトロント郊外から発信しています。このチャンネルでは日本であまりお目にかかれないような話題やニュースを中心にお届けしています。
On this October evening, the First Lady and I welcome you to the White House to bear witness to history. In a few moments, we will proudly swear in the newest member of the United States Supreme Court, Justice Amy Coney Barrett. She is one of our nation's most brilliant legal scholars, and she will make an outstanding justice on the highest court in our land. The American people have been profoundly impressed to learn of her achievements, her compassion, her generosity, her faith, and her sterling character. Justice Barrett made clear she will issue rulings based solely upon a faithful reading of the law and the Constitution as written, not legislate from the bench. Justice Barrett, as you take your oath tonight, the legacy of our ancestors falls to you. The American people put their trust in you and their faith in you as you take up the task of defending our laws, our Constitution, and this country that we all love. New democracy is taking root, and the two people I have just mentioned are highly respected leaders, highly respected leaders. The Sudanese transitional government has demonstrated its commitment to combating terrorism. Great days in the history of Sudan. This is an incredible deal for Israel and Sudan. For decades, Sudan has been. So I'd like to congratulate everybody on the phone. And I don't know if you have interpreters or if you needed the interpreters for that, but if you do, you can go forward, interpreters, if you need them.
History in the making. Actually, we're all making history. From the Emirates to Bahrain, now with Sudan and other countries that are in line. I think that this.
And it's the way it should have been done a long time ago. We did it the opposite way, exactly the opposite way, and we took a lot of abuse from the people that were unable to make a deal for 40 years. And this has gone very quickly, very nicely, very inexpensively, and with no blood. So we're very happy about that. Would anybody else like to say something, and then I'll have the press ask? Perhaps they may have a question for you. Please, go ahead, Prime Minister.
Yes, I think we are fully committed
Prime Minister.
to what
It's the President, Chairman.
this joint statement. Thank you, Mr. President Trump. Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister Netanyahu. I'd like to thank you because you have stood with us from the beginning until we reach this matter. Thank you for you and our good wishes to Mr. President Trump.
Well, thank you very much. Mike Pompeo, would you say something? Secretary of State.
Just this, Mr. President, this is a big day. I want to thank Prime Minister Netanyahu, Prime Minister
Jared Kushner.
Thank you, Mr. President. Well, I think that today is another great example of what is possible when you have strong and smart American leadership in the Middle East and throughout the world. For those who follow the history of this conflict, the significance of this cannot be overstated enough. You have a situation in 1967, after the Six-Day War, the Arab League met in Sudan, and in Khartoum, they had the declaration of what became known as the three no's for the Arab League. These agreements are not as easy as President Trump and his team are making them look. These are very hard agreements. These are conflicts that have gone on for decades in many regards, and getting people to resolve these conflicts and focus on how you can create a brighter future is just a tremendous thing that makes America safer and the world a better place. So thank you, Mr. President, for your leadership.
And Robert O'Brien.
Mr. President, thank you, and thank you to everyone here, all the members of your team that have been worked so diligently, Jared and the Secretary under Secretary Mnuchin.
It wasn't their fault. It was China's fault. It was China's fault. The plague came in from China, okay? And that's about it.
Can we go back to the Middle East?
That's enough. That's enough. Thank you.
Can we
4
talk
questions
about,
is
sure.
too many.
With Armenia and Azerbaijan, are you going to play
Yes,
any role in that conflict?
we're talking about it. We're working with Armenia. We have a. They don't want me to win, and Russia doesn't want me to win either. You know what's unique about those two countries? They both don't want me to win, and that's okay. But I think we're going to win, and I think if you start looking at what's happening in these states and the votes that are coming in, and the amount of votes that are coming in, and the great red wave hasn't hit yet. That hits in a few days. It's going to be a great red wave like you've never seen before. You're going to have a wave like you've never seen before. It's going to be all red, and it's going to be a thing of beauty. Have a good time, everybody. Thank you.
それでは今日はこの辺でさようなら See ya